What is going on, everyone? Andy with the Heartland Institute, bringing you more from climaterealism.com. So today's article that we're going to talk about is interesting. It ties together coffee production with forced migration and increasing levels of legal immigration. A lot of things were tying together there, so let's get into it. So on January 2nd, the Minneapolis Star Tribune printed the article, "Climate Change is Devastating Central American Coffee Farms, Spurring Migration." Let me read a bit from it. The article claims that coffee is one of the many industries around the world feeling the pressures of climate change, and as people lose their livelihoods, climate change is becoming a larger impetus for forced migration. But as those effects worsen, the United States is already seeing Central American coffee workers arrive at the border and ask for help. The article continues, "Droughts weakened the Nicaraguan coffee harvest in 2016 and 2017, and the drier than usual soil meant that when rain did come, it damaged the plants," Solorzano, a Nicaraguan farmer, said. "Owners went into debt because the harvests yield less than what they had invested. Now they are stuck in a cycle of shrinking their production to try to make ends meet." All right, so the final point the article makes is that in 2020, coffee production struggled in Nicaragua again due to the presence of two hurricanes, Eta and Iota. But let's actually talk about this. So that article was heavy on subjective information and light on actual objective fact. They don't talk about the actual numbers for coffee production, we'll get into why, but they do talk about an individual farmer's experience, how climate change is causing all this, and how it's forcing migration to the United States. Now, the reason they don't actually talk about the coffee production numbers is because that flies in the face of their narrative. So here they are. Now, as I read from the article, it says that droughts caused coffee production to suffer in 2016 and in 2017, but they didn't actually give the objective data on this. Why? Because coffee production in Nicaragua has a record in 2016, and it exceeded that record in 2017. And then in every following year, coffee production exceeded that of 2016 levels, including 2020, where they said that hurricanes Eta and Iota caused coffee production to suffer. So they used a lot of subjective information and talked to some farmers, but when you actually put the objective data in there, which they curiously did not do, it shows that coffee production was record every year. Now, the success of coffee production in Nicaragua isn't a standalone thing. Year after year, coffee production has steadily increased across the globe, with literally almost a record being set every single year. So now that we've talked about how coffee production is hitting records, let's go back and just briefly discuss how you should look at articles like this. So all the time when you're reading the corporate media or when you're getting information from Google, you'll find stuff that says coffee production is struggling, food production is hitting all-time lows as climate change gets worse and worse. But if they don't put the objective data down, which they frequently don't trust it. It's agenda-driven news. The corporate media frequently does this, where they'll use subjective information or they'll talk to one farmer who says, "Yeah, the farms, we're struggling out here, climate change is killing us." When in reality, maybe it's just a bad farmer. Maybe that one area had a tough season, but the overarching story is that coffee production is hitting all-time highs. So to the corporate media, no. Climate change is not devastating coffee production in Nicaragua or anywhere in the world for that matter. This was more agenda-driven news. It's dishonest to put this to the top of Google search results, and it's dishonest to put this in so many different newspapers. If you see something without the objective data, read it carefully. It's Andy Singer with the Heartland Institute. Peace. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and consider donating to the Heartland Institute to support more vibrant free markets, greater individual liberties, and more videos like this one.